I'm back, and we are doing another little adventure. I'm running around the state of Oregon. I'm starting in the upper northwest corner by Astoria, running down the coast to the California border, or somewhere in the southern Oregon coast, and then shoot back up north along the Cascade Mountains through the center of Oregon, all the way up to the Columbia River on the northern border of Oregon. So I want you guys to all come with me. We're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be mostly Forest Service roads and a few blacktops getting me connected. But I got to Astoria and got camped at the state park. I ate dinner, slept, got up this morning, and now I am in the mountains southeast of the northwest corner, and every damn road is blocked up here. Like, you can drive down a dirt road that shows on Google that it goes all the way through the forest and on out, and you get about halfway in and there's a lock gate, or it just dead ends. There's someone living there. The maps are not even right. So I'm gonna head back out the way I came, because this road was blocked off. This one's blocked off. Although on the map it shows you can go for miles and miles and miles. Out here in the woods, you can't. So I'm backtracking now about 10-15 miles. And gonna head back and then come back down a damn paved road to get back down into the forest again. But that's kind of the purpose on this trip. I don't know everything about Oregon, and I'm going to run around all of its mountains, and I'm going to look and see at what's going on around here. So, is it locked up? I don't know. Come join me. Let's check it out. Here we go. I'm gonna camp here tonight. Oh my gosh. Just leave that right there for a moment. I'm right here on the river though. It's really nice. I'm also right here on the main road, which is not so nice. I'm trying to find a way to get into the national forest on some of these roads, and here at this point it's all owned by timber companies and private property, and it's horrible. I just wasted a shitload of time doing that. Anyways, here's the river. There's the road up there. No campfires. I know you're camping, but no campfires. That's irresponsible to cook your food and eat it. Just eat it cold. I'm gonna set up camp, and then I'll come back on here and let you see how I'm doing. It's kind of hot. At least today I think is supposed to be the last hot day, and then it's gonna start cooling down and just be in, I mean, it's like in the 90s today. But like tomorrow it'll be the high of 80, and then after that in the 70s. That'll be good. See you in a minute. I am here at Fort Stevens Campground, I think it's called. I just stayed last night. Now I'm heading off into the Tillamook State Forest. You know what? It just dawned on me. I have a new bike and y'all don't know about it. So the last video series you guys saw me on, well, the only video series I've done to this point was on an Africa Twin. And this is not it. Let me show you. Here's my new bike. Man, if you know what this bike is and what size it is, leave it in the comments. You'll damn sure get a big thumbs up, smarty pants. Lots more on the bike to come. I made it to camp and it's finally settled down a little bit. The heat has. I'm not standing here just sweating, and we're starting to get some shade right here. The main road that follows this river is like 5 yards that way. And then the river is like 10 yards that way. I'll show you here in a second, but I'm going to set up the tent here first. You know, the whole purpose for me coming on this trip was twofold, really. I haven't explored around Oregon very much, and I wanted to see what the coast was like, and I wanted to see what the Cascade mountain range was like. Because I love camping, and I want to look for some base camp areas. You can get on Google and search it all you want. But there is nothing like coming out here and putting eyes on it for yourself. There's been 2 cars come by here since 4 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. Ready? Tent set up. Okay. Now we're going to put all of our stuff away. Voila. I can go to bed anytime. What a hot day. It's the middle of September. The northwest Oregon coast. I don't know, I'm going to say I'm probably 30 miles from the ocean. I'm on a river right here that runs into the ocean. Ooh, a little chipmunk's running down the road. I like coming out to the woods, out to places where it's not a campground. Campgrounds are so sterile. The whole environment is sterile. You're not getting to experience nature and reality. I can sit here, I've been sitting here for 2 hours just listening to this river. All the birds and everything around me. Haven't heard another voice other than mine. And you can't find that at a campground. When the sun goes down, it's going to be dark here. Not in a campground. But the campground atmosphere is not the nature atmosphere you might be looking for. We'll get more into why I come out here. What do I enjoy doing out here? It's going to be dark in an hour. I have a fishing license. And I have a fishing pole. I might go down there and go fishing, but I think this spot right here would be good in the morning. The sun's been cooking everything right here for the last 3 or 4 hours. big tall fences right there. Those are for keeping in animals that can jump really high, like deer. And keeping out animals that can't jump very high, like coyotes. Big deer in there. They're trying to keep predators out. Maybe it's elk. Uh-oh, look at that. Either an elk said to hell with it. Right here in the shade, baby. Yeah. Okay. Let's get us a really good look here. 8. It's about 10 after 8. I woke up about an hour ago. I've already been off out in the woods. It's chilly right now. Like when I first got up about 7 o'clock, it was nice and warm. I thought, holy moly, it's nice out here. Because it was super hot yesterday, but it's supposed to be like 10 degrees cooler today. And I thought, man, it is nice. But I'm gonna make some coffee and you guys can join me. It's gotta be right there. You won't believe what all is in here. This is my little camp kitchen. My little one. This is the smallest camp kitchen I've ever had in my life. Wait, I take that back. Maybe not. Not the smallest, like just throwing a knife on your hip and taking a poncho with you and living like that. That's pretty small. That's pretty neat, ain't it? I think it's pretty neat. Ooh, something's getting over. That's a sure sign that I didn't clean it since the last time I used it. I did clean this the last time I used it. Can you guys hear me singing if I sing real low? Of course you can, because I've got a microphone right under my mouth. I bet that wasn't very loud though. You might have to turn your speakers up to hear it. Yeah. I've got everything packed so tight in here on this bike. I mean, if you want to be comfortable and you want to have all the stuff that makes camp fun, comfortable. I mean, camp can be fun with just a sharp stick, right? But I mean, comfortable. And you know what? Like that, just a little something, something. A little something, something right there. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to put this little tea kettle or water kettle or whatever together. It's more than just a kettle. I fry eggs in it. You can turn the handle like that, which is what I do when I'm cooking in it, because you don't want the handle getting in the way of trying to stir stuff. The handle is really meant to go on like this, and it works just like a little tea kettle. You can even hang it over the fire. Okay, what did I see here? Plenty of rocks to choose from. Yeah, that. Maybe, baby. This right here. Perfect. And this right here. You're like, shut up, make some coffee, dude. We want some coffee. Okay. I'll do that. I'll shut up and make some coffee, man. Like, what you say? I'm getting water. My water's up here. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Okay. I love Fritos corn chips. I love them, I do. Oh. I had a Sea to Summit 5-liter dromedary bag that was built almost like this, but it started leaking right around the cap, where the cap connects to the bag. That seal around there, it started leaking from it. And I really only used that on that one bike trip, month long. Let's make some coffee. Boy, this water was boiling fast yesterday morning. I was right there on the ocean, right at sea level. It worked really fast. Turn you off, and then we'll get back to you whenever we get. You can probably imagine there's all kinds of turn around and come back out. We'll have to find another way. Yeah, that's a hell of a knife. That is one hell of a knife. And I only use that knife really in circumstances like this. I have a daily pocket knife that I carry whether I'm working or playing or whatever. And I have tool knives, hunting knives, skinning knives, fillet knives, deboning knives. Yeah, I've got all that stuff. But when I come out here, I can't carry 10 different knives. I carry one knife that can do everything. Well, actually have two knives. I have a big tool knife, like a bushcraft knife, an all-around camp knife in there. If I needed to bust up some sticks or really do some whittling or whatever. There she blows! Super hot water. Oh, I needed a spoon. I gotta have a spoon to stir it with, right? Like, dude, get your stuff together, man. Don't you know how to make coffee? You gotta stir it if you're making dehydrated coffee. Dehydrated coffee is the fancy way of saying instant coffee. Man, it'd be really cool if the sound of that... Oh, and this isn't any instant coffee. This stuff is from Korea. South Korea. And it's chocolate instant coffee. So it's got creamer and sweetener and chocolate in with the instant coffee. And with two of these in there, it is so rich and creamy and just, That thing just landed out of there. That thing's that damn long. Ooh-wee. I don't want those things crawling in my sleeping bag, going to bed with me tomorrow night. Yeah. Close that off. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Now we sit here and we drink some coffee. It's still too hot to drink right now. I don't like boiling water to my lips. Boy, having one of these little tables is so much better than sitting everything on the ground. Comfort. Oh man. Alright, I'm going to sit around here and enjoy some coffee. And I'll see you in just a second. Hello, everybody. I was close to finishing my second cup of coffee, and I realized that I should point out something here, tell a story, and it have a meaning. So I'm going to redirect the camera up here where I can show you what I'm talking about and explain to you why I did this. So I pulled off down into this, I drove by this camp coming this way. But I drove by and I saw this little steep hill right here where four-wheel drives have been coming down off in here or driving back up out of here. So what I didn't want to happen was me camped here, and during the night, some guys out having some fun in their four-wheel drive knows about this little hill climb, and they decide just in the middle of the night, they're coming this way, can't see me off down in here. They pull off down this hill, and what do they find? Me. And they try to stop, and they can't because it's so steep, and they run right over me. I didn't want that to happen. So there are some big river rocks that people have brought up here to have campfires. So I took some of these big rocks, like this one, and I stood that up right before my tent. It's not gonna catch a big four-wheel drive, but maybe it'll hit something. I don't know what kind of shape they would be in when they were coming off down this hill. But you see the three big rocks up on the top? That's the road. And so if they come off of the road, that's a pretty steep climb. It would take a Bronco or a lifted four-wheel drive to come off of that hill without getting high centered. So I put those big rocks up there where they'd have to stop and at least move those rocks. And in that process, they would see me down here and would just drive on by without running me over. So when you're picking your camp spot, keep things like that in your mind. What would happen in the middle of the night if someone pulled into your campsite? Do you have something up kind of saying, whoa, stop, don't go any further, I'm right here in the road? You don't want to camp on the road, but this ain't a road. This is a camp spot that people started using four-wheel drives to try and climb up out of. It was just a back in or pull in and back out spot. You can tell this was the camp area, and then somebody just decided to do that at one point. A long time ago, I guess. I don't know if you can see me, I'm squatting down like this. I only have one lens for this camera right now. Those lenses are expensive. As much as the camera. But I'm gonna finish this coffee now. Maybe those rocks, give you an idea of one way to help keep you safe around camp. I'm gonna pack up here in just a little bit. I don't have a long ways to go today. I want to get a shower. Yesterday I was hot and sweaty and I kind of had to sleep in it. We'll pick back up here in a second whenever I go to putting up camp and get out of here. Anything else? Thank you for visiting the wildlife area with no wildlife in it. Elk viewpoint, it says. So I was standing here enjoying my coffee, the last bit of sips of my coffee, and staring across the river over here. I saw something. The sun is starting to come down the side of this hill right here, and I saw something kind of shiny back in there, and I thought, well, I wonder what that is. So I got my binoculars. I've always carried binoculars. When I was a little kid, my dad always carried binoculars. They help scouting, hunting, fishing, anything like that when you want to see what something is further away than what you want to go walk to, or you can't get there but want to see it. It's handy to have a pair of binoculars. So I pull my binoculars out and I'm looking over there and I'm like, oh, it's just a really light, shiny part of the tree. And then I'm looking across the river here at kind of the habitat right along the riverbank on the other side. If you pay attention to nature, it shows you how things really work. That right there, although it is a paradise for a lizard with all the food and water and heat and all the resources it needs, it's also its own personal hell. Because along with the edge of that water and all those resources, predators bigger than the lizards come down to the water source for food and water. Dang, he's loaded down. It sounded like he has a flat. He's loaded down with wood. It was just a half-ton pickup truck, but loaded down with like 4-foot pieces of timber like that big around, just way over the bed, squatted. Probably up here collecting firewood. You can come out here and get firewood with a permit. And I don't think the permit costs anything. You just have to apply for it and say, hey, I'm gonna go out there and collect wood for my own personal use at home. Don't get caught selling that wood though. That permit costs more money. It's starting to warm up again. I have thoroughly enjoyed the morning. And I do that because There's a saying, ride to camp and camp to ride. Yeah, I'm riding to camp instead of camping to ride. I'm looking for camp spots. This is not a camp spot. This was a last ditch effort because all the roads going into where I want to go are blocked off or private roads. And why wouldn't it be right here on the river? Wouldn't that be nice to have a place? Be able to, I mean, salmon run up this river, steelhead, there's trout. I'd fish it right now too. I have my fishing pole and I have a little Tinkara rod, like a little fly rod that extends out. No reel, it's just the rod with a line on it. But you use it like a fly rod. I just don't know about how, I didn't look at the regulations on if this is even fishable or what you can fish right now. In the United States, that's a big thing, man. You can hunt and fish, but it's only during certain times and for reasons. When they're spawning, having little ones, there's times when you shouldn't bother them so they can reproduce well. And that's totally understandable. And it should be like that. I think, you know, we have to be out here. We're not meant, nothing is meant to be caged up and confined, and surely not human beings. There is a piece of us that has to be wild and free. If we lose that wildness, that freedom to be wild, then it's over. You've become domesticated, they say. And I think human beings are way too wild to be domesticated. They can pretend for so long. But deep down, we all have those wild instincts. When it comes right down to it, that fight or flight stuff is real, man. And if you lose that fight or flight, you're not going to make it very long, not in this world. Mother Nature shows us what happens to creatures that don't defend themselves, that don't run from trouble, that don't, you know, if you can't do that, if you can't identify danger and get away from it or deal with it, you're not going to last long. That sure is a beautiful view. All right, I'm going to pack up and get out of here. I need a shower. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I get there, I think. But I will see you in just a second. Hey. Okay, I had to stop and put in a... Look at this. Man, my jacket was inside all night, and just this morning, just the dew from the morning has got it wet. That sucks. My good old binoculars, get a good set too. Get you a good set. You won't enjoy a cheap set. Not for long. Go ahead and save your money and get a really good set. Good glass. Search around a little bit. There are companies that make better glass than others. I had one more sip of coffee left. That was my cold coffee for the day. Now I have just enough water left over. Now, this is just water. And I'm going to clean my little stir spoon, which is also the spoon I eat with. The spoon I do everything with that needs a spoon. Put some in my cup. Yeah, I'm going to wipe that off too. Rinse my cup out. It's about as good as it gets around here. All right. Sometimes they pop. Pop. Pop, 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 pow. Oh, that ain't it. Where'd it go? Where'd who go? And that keeps it from coming out. Ever. Cleaning it a little. Just a little bit. Cleaning it just a little bit. Man, I don't know. I think I put I've got one of those firebox stoves. I think I was cooking on top of here one time with it. And it just kind of got a little, I think I was cooking steak or something. You know, some of the best lightweight motorcycle gear seems to be the backpacking stuff. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, that bin's out of the way. That bin's out. Hook. Hook. Hooks. Okay. And then that folds flat that way. Folds. It folds it that way. And then probably flatter that way. That goes right down in the old camp kitchen. I bet I've only got about 50 miles to go. It's a short-legged trip. Now, I want a big drink of water. I mean like a belly full. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. That looked like a pretty good spot over there. There was no shade. And some, ooh, there was a little spot down in there too. Let me turn around right up here. It was off of the road. Just put your tent right here on the road. Get down to the water right there. So shoes. Hey, hey, bartender, I want another round. I want to jump up on the bar and get down. I guess I'm glad I left my socks in there and my boots so they're not all wet. Okay, you can't see what I'm doing. But right now I am putting my sleeping bag away in its little stuff sack. And then that goes in last. It goes in last because it's also the weight furthest from the bike. If you know about load and center of gravity, stuff close to the middle of the bike type stuff, you get it. Okay. Here we go today. We're looking for some places to camp and stay. Do. I'm deflating the air mattress. This is a very healthy way to spend your time. Very, very, very healthy way to spend your time. Man, I saw a lot of ducks this morning and last night. Running up and down the river, even floating down the river. Just floating along, sticking their heads down in the water, and they'd grab something and pull their head up and look where they were going and put their head back down. Just floating down the river like that. They're a very important part of the whole ecosystem. Everything that's here is. When too many things are removed or changed, it makes everything out of whack, out of balance. Everything has a balance to it. Even you, your body does. When it's out of balance, you get sick. You know? That's how it really works. Inquiring minds want to know, how does it really work, Ray? Tell us. The next time you guys see me, I'll just go click like that, and I'll be dressed, ready to go. It's all cleaned up. Pretty river, ain't it? We are getting out of here. I don't want it choking me, you know? Let's see if this thing will fire up. Oh. She's a beaut. Well, let's get the heck on the road.